everybody, thanks for joining me. We are going to be making a super simple side dish, and it is really elegant too. It's not hard to make, it's not time consuming, it's very good for you, and it's really pretty. This is something that I cooked in my cooking classes on what I call date night or our Valentine's Day class. It's a very elegant, simple dish. It goes great with lobster or steak. It's just super fast too. So on the days like today when I didn't have time to shower after workout and no makeup and it's just been a crazy hectic day, I can come home and make a simple side dish that tastes good in about 7 to 10 minutes. So this is our prosciutto wrapped asparagus. Now, prosciutto is basically the Italian's version of bacon, but the difference is that it's aged. I do look for one that says it doesn't have MSG, it's gluten, this one happens to be gluten-free, hey, what do you know? But it doesn't have lots of preservatives and artificial stuff in it. So you can get, some that are kind of really cheapo. Don't do that, just buy some really good prosciutto. And you will notice too how lean it is compared to our bacon. Now this is also cured and aged, so that's a different process than our raw bacon. So this is not necessarily raw, and it cooks really crispy, and so you don't have to spend a lot of time cooking it because it's so lean. So then again, it's healthier for you too there. Now here's our asparagus bundles. When you pick these at the grocery store, you want to do two things. You want to sniff the top and you want to sniff the bottom. And it should smell just kind of green and earthy. It should not smell mildewy. If they've been sitting for a long time at the grocery store, they're not going to smell pretty decent at all. You're going to go, ugh, just like that. And don't buy that bundle, but smell both ends, okay? When you bring them home, keep them in their little rubber bands and then wash them off that way, and then let them dry on the counter, and then I always stick them right back into the sack that I put them in at the grocery store in a paper towel and put them in the crisper, and they're ready for me to deal with. But I just let them air dry on the deal. Now these aren't totally dry, they're still kind of wet from when I washed them, but that's okay because I did that this morning and I'm going to mess with them tonight, so it doesn't have time to rot. But keep the rubber bands on there. And typically they say asparagus, it'll break where it needs to, but I don't know. I don't go by that rule. What I do is I just look, and when the ends look kind of hinky, I chop that off. But if you keep it bundled up, your ends don't go all over the place. So it's a whole lot easier, and these don't either. So at this point now, I can just take off this rubber band. And then I'm going to sort through these, and any of them that look kind of, weird, I'm not going to use, okay? Because every now and then you get one that's kind of it's a little sad and not as happy as these other nice little fat happy babies. Okay, so at this point we're going to make our bundles. The first thing you need to do is separate your prosciutto, which they have done this with. This is very delicate, so you have to be kind of careful so you don't tear it. But they've done this with little sheets in between because it's super, super thin, okay? And now you're going to take a sharp little paring knife and you're going to cut this thing right down the center with your paring knife. And then you're going to be able to separate your strip out carefully, okay? And you can do this, if you're going to do this for like a dinner party or something, you can make these little bundles ahead of time and put them in plastic wrap and stick them in the refrigerator until you're ready to bake them off, because they bake off really quickly in about 7 minutes. I'm going to pick three little bundles, and I'm going to start kind of at the top, and it's not, perfect little setup, and if it breaks, it's all right. It's all going to be just fine and work out just fine, and you're just going to go down and put as many on that sheet as you can get and line them up on there. And this recipe is, I don't even really want to say it's a recipe because it's just kind of, I don't know, these are the only 2 ingredients. So I'm not sure that counts as a recipe in my book, but see how this little baby is it's not too happy right? So we're gonna not play with him. We will just, oh, and it's time. Our oven's ready. Oh, quick little tip on preheating your oven. If y'all will put it on broil, like all the way as high as it goes on broil, even though you're gonna bake or roast, put it on broil first. It really cuts down your preheat time by a lot. So that's my tip of the day while you watch me make bundles. So let's pretend like I made a whole bunch of bundles. Now we've talked about this spray before, and it has to fall into my 3 rules for using oils, right? It either has to serve a purpose, provide nutrition, or flavor, right? So this time it's actually going to serve a purpose. Because the prosciutto is so lean, you are not going to have fat in the bottom of the sheet pan at all. So you are going to use a little bit of this coconut spray. Now again, I'm looking for extra virgin, unrefined, cold pressed. Those are a lot of your buzzwords, and this is a really good spray. Now this is still not calorie free. I know that your sprays say that they're calorie free. It's a big fat lie. There's still calories here, so don't just go psh, thinking that it's a freebie. It's not. It has calories, the same amount as your regular old oil. It doesn't matter if it's lard or Crisco or oil or good for you oil or not. It's the same amount of calories, 120 calories per tablespoon. So you want to be not liberal with this, right? You want to be a little conservative with this. So we are going to just run, make sure it's going to go. The coconut one tends to kind of, well, okay, so coconut oil is solid, 70 degrees or below at temperature, and it's liquid, of course, above 70 degrees, and it can go back and forth. It can be liquid or solid, it doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt it at all, but as my camera girl can testify, it's definitely never 70 degrees in here. It's always below, so my coconut oil always gets clogged. So if yours is too, that's why. But you're just going to do a little spritz, and mainly, and I'm not going to do both sides, I'm just going to do this top side, and I want to make sure that I got the little ends here so they don't burn in the oven. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to just, and I didn't spray the sheet pan at all. Excuse me, Roby. But I did line it with foil. Why? So I don't have to clean it, because I don't want to clean nothing. So I don't have to. Cleanup's a whole lot easier. So I am going to just throw these in the oven, 450 degrees. I'm going to bake them off. 7 to 10 minutes. You don't want them flimsy and like real dark gray and kind of just sad looking. We've all seen the asparagus that comes out of the can. It's just sad and it's just kind of mushy and ugh, has no color. So this one we made a little bit earlier, and it is still real bright green, right? And it's not, it still holds up. It's not too floppy. It's cooked, but it still has a little bit of a crisp to it. That's what you want with your asparagus. So if you're thinking, I'm just not an asparagus fan, you just have not had it right. Try it this way. I think you'll really enjoy it. Like I said, it's really pretty and it's easy and it's quick. So y'all stay tuned for more of these cooking videos. These are going to be found on the Be Well magazine website. It corresponds with that recipe for this month. It's also on their Facebook page as well as my Facebook and YouTube page. And you will also find these recipes along with many others in my upcoming cookbook. So thank y'all so much. I hope to cook with you again soon. Bye.